The Power of Python at the End of Dashboard. Pradeep K. Suri. Author, researcher, and AIDNN architect. The dashboard is titled Historical Data Set, Production Material Issue, Analysis. It appears to be analyzing production materials issued to different assemblies. The data is divided into two sections by assembly item. Each section breaks down the following information. Assembly item, the identifier for the material being produced. UOM, unit of measure for the material being produced. Issue, the reason for the issuance of the material. In this case, it appears to be for production and rework. Job order, the job order associated with the issuance of materials. Year quarter, the fiscal quarter in which the materials were issued. Month, the month the materials were issued. Day, the day the materials were issued. Quantity, the total amount of material issued. Quantity by assembly and item, this appears to show the issued materials allocated to a specific assembly relative to the total issued. Here are some additional observations from the data. Assembly A appears to have had more material issued to it than Assembly B based on the quantity by assembly and item totals. There appears to be some material issued to Assembly B from Assembly A on job order J9876795. Overall, this dashboard helps track how much material is being issued to production and rework for different assemblies. This information can be useful for identifying trends in material usage and potential areas for improvement. The current dashboard itself isn't directly usable for calculating costs in INR. However, it provides valuable data points that can be used in conjunction with other information to estimate costs. Here's how you can leverage the dashboard for costing in INR. 1. Identify material cost. You'll need to find the cost per unit, in INR, of each material being issued. This information might be available in a separate inventory management system or a bill of materials, BOM, list. 2. Calculate issued material cost, for each assembly and period, year, quarter, month. Multiply the issued quantity by the material cost per unit, in INR. This will give you the total cost of materials issued for that specific assembly and time frame. 3. Assembly allocation. The quantity by assembly and item section helps identify if materials issued for Assembly A are also being allocated to Assembly B, as seen with job order J9876795. You'll need to determine the costing split for such shared materials between the assemblies. This might involve a predefined allocation ratio or further analysis of how the materials are used in each assembly. For additional costs, the dashboard only reflects material issuance. To get a complete costing picture, you'll likely need to factor in additional elements like labor cost per assembly, in INR. Machine operation cost per assembly, in INR. Overhead costs, in INR. 5. Combine information. Once you have the material cost per assembly, allocation for shared materials, and additional cost elements, you can combine them to get a total estimated cost per assembly in INR. Here's an example workflow. Find the unit cost, in INR, of material X from the inventory system, example 10 Indian rupees per unit. From the dashboard, identify Assembly A issued 100 units of material X in Q1 2024. Material cost for Assembly A in Q1 equals 100 units * Indian rupee 10/unit equals 1000 Indian rupees. If some of this material is allocated to Assembly B, from job order data, determine the allocation percentage. Include labor, machine operation, and overhead cost data specific to Assembly A in Q1. Finally, add all the cost elements to get the estimated total cost for Assembly A in Q1 2024, in INR. Remember, this is a simplified example. The actual costing process might involve more complex calculations and additional data sources depending on specific production environment. For calculation, the Python program analyzes data about material issued for production. Here's a breakdown of the code. 1. Importing library. Python. Import pandas SPD. This line imports the pandas library, commonly used for data manipulation and analysis in Python. PD is an alias used throughout the program to access pandas functionalities. 2. Creating a data frame. Python. Data equals assembly. Job order. Material issue date, hashtag this column is not used later. Item. UOM, hashtag this column is not used later. Issue 4. Quantity. DF equals PD data frame, data. This section creates a data frame named DF using a dictionary called data. The dictionary defines various columns like assembly, job order, etc., and assigns corresponding values as lists. Each row represents a record of material issued. The material issue date, UOM, unit of measure, columns are included in the data but not used for further analysis in this program. 3. Filtering data for production. Python. Production_df equals df issue 4 equals production. This line filters the original data frame, df, to create a new data frame called production_df. It selects only rows where the value in the issue 4 column is equal to production. This ensures we only analyze data related to materials issued specifically for production and not for rework. 4. Grouping and summarizing. Python. Production_summary equals production_df.groupB, assembly, job order, item, quantity.sum.reset_index. This line performs group by operations on the filtered data frame, production_df. It groups the data by 3 columns, assembly, job order, and item. Then, it calculates the sum of the quantity for each group using the .sum method. Finally, .reset_index converts the group names back into regular columns, resulting in a summarized table named production_summary. This table shows the total quantity of each item issued for production, categorized by assembly and job order. 5. Printing the result. Python. Print, material issued for production not for rework, item-wise and job order. Print, production_summary. This section simply prints a message describing the data and then prints the final data frame, production_summary, containing the summarized information about materials issued for production, excluding rework. In essence, this program filters data to focus on materials used for production, groups it by assembly, job order, and item, and then sums the quantities to provide a clear picture of how much material was used for each specific production instance. 4. Graph. The Python program creates a bar chart to visualize the quantity of material issued for production for each item. Here's a breakdown of the code. 1. Importing libraries. Python. Import pandas as PD. Import matplotlib.pyplot as plt. This line imports 2 libraries. Pandas, PD used for data manipulation as seen in the previous program explanation. Matplotlib.pyplot, PLT used for creating charts and visualizations. 2. Creating a data frame. Python. Data equals assembly, job order, item, quantity. DF equals PD data frame, data. This section is identical to the previous program, creating a data frame, DF, from a dictionary containing data about material issued. 3. Creating the bar chart. Python. plt.figure, fig size equals 10, 6. plt.bar, df item, df quantity. plt.figure, fig size equals 10, 6. This line sets the size of the figure window for the chart. Here, it's set to 10 inches wide and 6 inches high. plt.bar, df item, df quantity. This line creates a bar chart. It takes 2 arguments. ODF item, this specifies the x-axis labels, which will be the item names from the item column of the data frame. ODF quantity, this specifies the y-axis values, which will be the corresponding quantities from the quantity column. 4. Customizing the chart. plt.label, item, this sets the label for the x-axis, indicating it represents the items. plt.elabel, quantity, this sets the label for the y-axis, indicating it represents the quantity of material issued. plt.title, material issued for production, not rework, by item, this sets the title of the chart, providing a clear description. Plt.sticks, rotation equals 45. This rotates the x-axis labels by 45 degrees to improve readability if there are many items and labels become crowded. Plt.tight_layout, this adjusts the spacing between the chart elements, bars, labels, title, for a visually appealing presentation. 5. Displaying the chart. Python. Plt.show. This line displays the created bar chart, allowing you to visualize the quantity of material issued for each item. Overall, this program demonstrates how to use pandas to create a data frame from data and then leverage Matplotlib to create a bar chart that effectively visualizes the material usage for production by item.